All right, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and as the case may be, and then from wherever you are listening from, how are we doing today? All right, happy new month, and then trust is being a wonderful month already. Yes, I believe it's a wonderful month already. Okay, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, Odutola. Good evening, Kolapo. Good evening, Achi Zichat. Good evening, Jerry. Good evening, Precious. I'm trying to pick as much as I can. Good evening, Shegun. Good evening, Fidelis. Good evening. Happy New Month, everyone. Good evening, Olajide Jimon. Good evening, Deborah. Yes, thank you. Good to have you in the new month too, Bolanle. Good evening. Good evening, Oluwafemi Ayola. And happy new month to you too. Oh, thank you, Efosa Jeremiah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Right, thank you. Oh, wow. I feel honored. Thank you. Happy New Month, Okoyemi. Yes, let's see where people are joining from tonight again as we continue. Let's see where are you joining the session from. Warm welcome to you, Mr. Jonathan Omhans Okunkun. Yeah, let's see, confirm. Okay, so I can see my first response is from UK. Amazing. All right, Delta. Okay, IB, Victor Adesoye is coming from IB, Udutola, Lagos. Miracle from your state. Good evening. Yes, from Lagos, Nigeria. Okay. All right. All right. Ogun State. Okay. Malawi, Peter Adeshinon. Okay. Port Harcourt. Okay. That's Emmanuel. Interesting. All right. Once again, let me officially welcome you to the month of June. And I believe we are making tremendous progress in our line. Okay. I like that. And Adewale is from United States of Lagos. Confirm. Okay. Akindeji Gbemiga, UK. All right. Good evening, Professor. Oh, really? Maybe someday, one day I will be. United States of Abuja. Efosa, I see you. All right. So again, I want to welcome us. And then I know it's been a wonderful journey from RCCG Camp, Mowe, Ogun State, Nigeria. Welcome. Good evening. Adamawa State. I like that. Ani. All right. So I want to believe over the weekend we have been able to go over what we learned and then to also remind ourselves of what we add their favor. You keep getting the wrong Canva invitation for cybersecurity instead of data analysis. Please help. Favor Ede. All right. I'm going to be very, very particular about this now. Femi, please help me. Keep track record for this Ede favor so that we can resolve this issue immediately after now. Please, thank you. All right. Um, okay. Kano from Cape Town, South Africa. All right. Thank you. Femi responded to you already. Said all your LMS issues will be sorted. But thank you so much, Femi. I know you are doing a lot. Thank you. Thank you. All right, good stuff. All right, let's move. Let's move. So, where did we stop the last time we meet? Or we met, permit me. Where did we stop and what did we look at? So, I'd like maybe a few persons to just put at the comment section. Let me see what we were able to, or what was your take home at the last session. And then, okay, before we continue as well, I shared the data with us on the, what's it called now? On the LMS and also on the community. If you have gotten that data, please, I need you to respond on the comment section, say I have the data. If you have that data, columnar data was shared earlier today. If you have that, let me see at the comment section, I have it. If you have downloaded it, let me see, because you're going to be making use of it tonight. So if you have it already, let me just see at the comment section, say I have it. Oh, fantastic. You have the data. Thank you. Jisuome. Okay, good. Good. A good number of us have the data. Fantastic. I do. You don't have the data. If you don't have the data, it's either you are not on the community or you do not have LMS access. So if you have LMS access, the data has been uploaded. Oh, fantastic. You have it downloaded. Very good. So if you don't have the data, quickly what you need to do is get to the community, to the group, and then you will see the data has been shared there. Also on your file, on your LMS, the data is also there. The data is also there. All right. Squad captains share the link to each squad today. So kindly go to your squad, then fill in all the details requested on the link. All right, Ede, can you hear that? They said there's an update for you, so please pick that update so that you can work on it immediately. You don't have it, you have not checked. So you don't have it because you have not checked. So please, just before we start, because I will still be um, tidying up what we did the last class, and then we'll quickly move into what we have to do today. And we have to move fast because we have quite a number of things to do so that we can also um, achieve a whole lot in this time that we have to be in this class. All right. So it was shared a bit late in the community and with no description, as some guys don't know what it was for. Okay, so please let's get back to pick the data. The data is what we're going to be using today, columnar data. All right, so if you don't know what it was meant for, now you are aware. All right, now you are aware. Okay, so I asked earlier if anybody can remind us some of the things we looked at the last class that we had, and then what was our take home. So we were able to talk about Power BI installations, and then how we also did a few or a bit of data cleaning and manipulations. So we're going to be working basically with Power Query right today for data transformation. And I remember that I told us at the last class. So I made reference to something anytime we are talking about taking your data for, excuse me, cleaning processes. What do I say that you are taking your data to? Or where do I say you are taking your data to? I remember I said something. Data wrangling seems very interesting. Okay, let's keep it up. Column quality, fantastic. For someone to remember column quality, fantastic. Excellent evening, Oraoluwa. Mechanic, thank you, Joe Esther. You are following me. Thank you, Glory Chinyere. I see that. All right. So I said that you are taking your what, your data to the mechanic shop, and then you as a data mechanic, right, so to say, you are going to treat it to ensure that it is perfectly fit for analysis, and then so that you can begin to make decisions based on that data. Does it make sense? So that is what we're going to be doing tonight, continuing from that from where we stop, and then we will now look at a few more things that we have done. Now, somebody was asking the last time that where we stopped the last time, how do I save? And I told you what you need to do is just go save your work. And once you save it, when you are launching your Power BI now, when you're launching your Power BI, you see the list of projects you have done. If it's a new project, just click it and then it will open it. And if it is not a new, and if it is you will just see it somewhere by the entrance to say that okay, you want to open this same project or you want to open a new project. So you'll be able to do what exactly you need to do, and then you can move on. All right, let's move quickly. All right, let me share my screen and then we'll continue from where we stopped the last time. All right, thank you. Okay, now can you guys confirm you can see my screen well now? Please confirm my screen is visible for you to see. You are not in the group chat. You used to be in Squad 1 group chat until you clicked and link to join a new group, automatically left the initial group. All right. Okay, great. All right, quite a number of us can see. Not clear enough. Okay, but you can see. So if you are using your phone, you might not be able to see anything in this class tonight because the view you will have with your phone will be very, very small, as it were. All right, I will try as much as possible to also zoom my screen to maybe a good way by which you can see it. But then at the same time, you might also want to check your resolution, to be sure your resolution is also good enough. All right, let me collapse this so I can have a bigger screen. And let me see. All right, now the data we were looking at last class, we started with, was the data we used during our Excel class. You remember, right? And we checked, or we looked at a basic way by which you can clean that data and then to make it completely good for analysis. And that is what we currently have. If you see what I have on my screen now, this was what we did last class. So if you don't have something like this, it's either you were not around the last class or you were not following when we were doing this all over. So let me quickly take us through a little journey on the interface again. All right, the interface again. All right. Paul is advising that if you are using phone, switch to maybe 72 pixel or 1080 pixel so it can be better. All right. You can't transform data or Power BI. How? Why can't you not? Why can't you transform? Why can't you? All right. So now, when you come to your file, when you launch your Power BI, and then you have this. I call this interface a name for us at the last session. Can somebody remind me the name? Can somebody remind me this name? Rosemary, how sure are you this data was not part of the data given to you at the class? This is the very first data that was shared during Excel class. This is the very first data. Canvas, not report pane, Canvas view, not report view. So this is your Canvas. The entire page is your report page, right? But here I am on the Canvas. That is where you build your report. All right. Canvas is where you build your report. So now, a few things that we looked at last week, we looked at how some of the things you can do with your file options, home, and I said that under this home, you have data, and in this data here is where you can get data. And I mentioned to us at the last time that there are different data sources that you can pick from. And then today now, I shared an Excel sheet with us, right? So that Excel sheet, we're going to be getting that data. Hopefully by next class, we're going to be using another source, maybe SQ, SQL server. I'm only saying server, not SQL class, all right? So that somebody is not scared already. So we are only picking, or we are only sourcing or getting our data from a server. All right. So that's what hopefully by next class, so that you see what it means to get data from different source. And also maybe before the end of the class, we can also do a random check, and then I'll just share a Google sheet with us, link with us on this call, maybe live call. And then while we are live in the class, you fill the form, and then in real time we'll be assessing it here on the group. I mean, as we are filling the form on the class group, I will be showing you the live update as we are teaching. So maybe that will be towards the end. That is a online source, right? That is maybe using an online source. I don't understand. What can those with Windows 11 do? I can't use the downloaded app. Kindly advise. I don't understand what's, you can't use which downloaded app. I'm using everything perfectly well, so I don't really understand. You already source data from SQL. Oh, fantastic. That's good. Right. Benga, Jemshai, do you want to share the data source, the SQL source information with us so that we can also use it? If you are willing to, you can share with the community, and then every other person can also see what it looks like in the class, if you don't mind. Okay, please give us another dirty data set to wrangle. We'll work on one today. So let's just tidy up with a few things, and then we will continue. All right. So this is what you can actually do. The transforming your data. What you are actually doing is invariably saying that you are taking your data to the mechanic workshop. You remember I mentioned that last time. So Power BI is not downloading on your PC from last week to today. All right. So maybe you should give a better excuse. Maybe you should give a better excuse. The questions are distracting us. Please allow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right, thank you so much. I saw that. So please, if your question is not actually relevant to what we are teaching now, maybe you should wait to the end of the class and then we can take whatever question we have and then we can move faster. All right. My audio is breaking. Can you confirm if it's stable now? Can you please confirm if it's stable now? How do you get this page on the screen from your Power BI? All right, so let's continue. I don't want to get distracted really because trying to follow up with all of the comment at the comment session. Oh, all right. Thank you, Chiamaka Nwoko. I got your message. Thank you. Thank you. All right. It's stable now. Thank you, Chiamaka. I got your message. All right, so let's go. So now, if you look at this query, you see two things, transform data and then refresh. Now, in your transform data, what you do at the transform state, like I mentioned to us at the last class, is that you take your data to the mechanic workshop. Now, refresh. What is this refresh from? Refresh is when you are getting data from an online source. All right. When you are getting data from online source, after a while, you need to refresh so that whatever update that has happened between the last time and now would take effect in your report. So that is why you need to refresh your work over and over. So like subsequently for some time, you keep refreshing until when you feel is no longer necessary. All right. So other things here, let's look at insert. When we get to insert, you see quite a number of things we can also do here. Like you can add text bars, buttons, shapes, images. All right. So this Power Platform, I mentioned to us that Power Platforms have some other tools attached to it, like Power Automate, Power Apps, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agent. You remember, right? So these are the things you see here. So, and then a few other things, modeling here. Now, this is where we're going to be spending quite a number of time, maybe if not this week, maybe next week, and that is where we'll be doing a lot when it comes to DAX functions, that is data analysis expressions. So when we get there, we'll look at quite a number of things here: new measure, quick measure, new column, new table, and then we can do view also depending on what you want to do. You can view and then you can optimize and do other things. All right. So quickly, the last time we came, this was not how our data looked like, right? Until we were able to edit and then finish everything or clean everything about this data, and then we now assume that our data was now okay. All right. So now there are a few things I want to show us now so that let's transform our data. That's where we transforming our data again. What it means is we are taking our data to the mechanic workshop. Does that make sense? You remember that's what I said. Anytime you are transforming your data, what you are saying is you are taking your data to the mechanic workshop. All right. So let's give it a little time to load. All right. All right, so I believe you can still see now. So here, a few things we also looked at the last time was that we had to check our data quality So we saw the quality of the data we are working with. We saw the quality of the data we are working with. We did data quality, data, what again now? Can somebody remind me? Column profiling and column distribution, right? Just a moment. Right? So here, I told you what you can do here is once you have the data, before you assume or you continue your analysis, you need to check your column quality. And now what that does for you is that it puts you on a safe side to know whether you are working with a clean data or your data is dirty. Don't worry. For those that probably were not at the last class, I expect that by now you would have picked that data. Please, how do you import the data again? We're going to import another data. So if you missed the last time, so we're still going to work with another data that we're importing, but let's finish what we started the last class so that we don't go back again. All right. So this is cleaning the data now. Now we realize that everything we need to do about this data is already clean now. So there's something that said we're going to continue at this week, which we stopped at last week. If you look at this before the names here, I have ABC here. In front of my company, I also have ABC. Then in front of the salary, I have 1, 2, 3. So now what that means is the data type of that column. Now, when you are working as an analyst, you don't want to make any mistake. You want to pay attention to the data types. So what is your data types? Data types is the state of that particular column you are working with. Now, under the names, I have majorly text, if not only text and characters. And usually text and characters are seen as what? As text. So that is why I have ABC. All right. So company has the same thing. I have it as ABC. So that means my data type is correct. However, if you look at the salary, salary is having 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 is showing that this is naira or is figure, permit me, right? Numbers. So if it is numbers, if for instance I have something different from numbers here, you can click on it. Did you see? Just click on that thing and then change your data type. Do you understand now? You can change it to decimal number. You can change it to, oh, just a moment. My data is not showing. Oh, all right. All right. All right. All right. Just a moment. Just a moment. Let me reshare my entire window. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. So I want to reshare. So I'm going to reshare my screen so that I can carry my entire window. All right. So you should be able to see my screen properly now. All right. Fantastic. My screen wasn't frozen. I didn't check to see that. All right. Can everyone see it now? All right. Can everyone? Oh, great. So everybody can see it now. Good. All right. So let's continue. So if you are still waiting for what I said, I'm going to rerun through the last class. I have done that and I'm still doing that already. So pay attention and then so that you don't miss out on anything. So now I've spoken about what I did here about your column quality. Now I'm talking about data types. So when you need to change any, see for instance, if this your salary that you have here is not supposed to be in 1, 2, 3, and you need to change the data type, just click on it. Did you see? A click on it will show you the what? The different types of data type that we have. We have decimal number, we have fixed decimal number, we have whole number. If you notice what I have currently is whole number, that is why you see 1, 2, 3, right? Then if you want it to be in percentage, so for instance, if you have a calculated column, don't stress yourself, we'll still get to that. If you are working on the calculated column, that all you want to see is a percentage value. So once you just have your values calculated, just click on data type and change it to percentage, and everything on that what on that column will be changed to percentage. Is that making sense? So if you're having there are pending changes in your queries that haven't been applied, click on close and applied or click save. If you have that, so click on close and applied or click save, then you can continue your work. How did you get to save data because your screen is still showing blank? Were you in class the last class? If you're in class the last class, you should know. All right, if you're not in class, just follow me because I can't get this particular data again, but very soon I will be getting a new data that we're going to be using for today's class. So just pay attention, okay? So the data we used the last class was the Excel function 1 data that you use, Excel function 1 data that you used during the Excel class, all right? So all right. So that is how to change your data type. And don't forget, whatever you do, I told you, you come and check to be sure your apply step is reflecting that state here. If your apply step is not showing, so that means you need to be sure of that process you have taken. All right. So now, once I am done with my data cleaning and I'm sure that I've done everything I need to do, we are still coming back to this place, but let's close and apply this first. So let's close and apply. So immediately you close and apply it, will take you back to your what? To your report view. All right. This is where your canvas is, right? So it shows that maybe you are ready to start building visuals. But we are not building any visuals now. We are not building any visuals now because we still have quite a number of things to do. Now, the other thing I still want to show us, even as we continue in the class, is when you come to your what's it called now? Modeling view. Under your modeling, if you click on new table, now for instance, you remember when we were in what's it called now? Data Excel class now. If you click on what's it called now during the Excel class, now you realize that there was a time you created your data yourself. The link to join class has not been shared for us to join on time. That's not true, Peter. That's not true. Link to join the class has been shared since morning. That's not true. Please stop giving negative feedback on the call. That's not true. That's not true. All right. That's not true. So now, if you want to create or get your own data, there is a way you can do. If you come to new table, click on new table under your modeling, click new table, and then let's see what happens. Now, so this is saying that you want to create a new table, but I don't want us to go this route now because of people that are still trying to find their feet. Okay, I think I know what I will do now. Let's go and get another data. The data I asked us to get that I shared with us. All right, so let's leave the first data that we were working on. Let's leave that first data we were working on. I need us to pick that columnar data down, columnar data. All right, everybody go to your get data and then pick get data. Now, your columnar data is in what extension? Is it Excel? I need you guys to tell me. Is it Excel file or CSV file? For those of us that have it. For those of us that have that data, is it Excel file or CSV file? Excel. All right. So pick an Excel workbook, and then it will ask me for my data source where I want to pick the data from. So I go to what? DSA, then I pick the columnar data and then open. Now look at this. It's connecting to my data source already. Did you see that? If you say your own is CSV file, please check very well in case you pick CSV and it's not working well for you. So that might be your extension. Adiola, I perceive you're just coming and the first thing you will ask when you just get to the class is attendance. All right, so now this is my columnar data. Now, just click on the sheet one. So it's because on the columnar data, we only have just one sheet there, right? And that is why I'll just click on the sheet, click on the sheet one. Now, once you click on the sheet one, you have something like this environment that shows that, okay, you are ready for this analysis. And again, I said, anytime you are getting a new data to work with, don't assume the data is entirely clean. So once you get your data, what I did is I just click get data. My source is Excel, and then I come to what? Select the sheet that I want to work on. In case your Excel has more than one sheet, you have to pick the sheet that you want to, and of course, you can pick more than one sheet actually. Where did you get this columnar data? It was shared on the LMS and it was also shared on the community in case you were not aware of that. All right. Okay, I'm a bit fast. Okay, so I'll try to, because I have quite a number of things I want us to cover actually. So if I keep getting distracted with this, what's it called now? Question and question and question, we might not really cover so much. All right, so look at this. Again, I said anytime you get your data and then you want to continue to work, don't assume the data is clean, and then don't just take your data directly to try to load. All you need to do is take it to the mechanic workshop. And the place of taking it to mechanic workshop, what are you doing? You are transforming your data. So let's transform this data. All right. So, of course, by now you know that. So I believe you guys are following now. For those that were asking, how did I import data? Can we do the data cleaning from Excel before importing? Well, you can, but then whatever you think you want to do in Excel is actually simpler here if you know what exactly you need to do. The last data we cleaned, the last data we worked with, as the Excel function sheet, we cleaned it in less time here using Power BI query. But then if you have to do it in Excel, I know it's going to take you some time because it's something I know I can do well with Excel. But then the idea is what makes BI, Power BI, smart and more intelligent is the ability for you to just pull up some clicks and then you have gotten to what exactly you need to do. So which of the function am I using? What do you mean by function? So I'm trying to see so Femi just shared an update with us. For those who are here to get data, check your Canvas or your scored group to have access to the data for the class. Please, thank you. All right. So now you see that our data now is up, and then we have been able to what? To get to a place where we want to transform. Now, look at the first thing I see here. I need people to take note of what I have on the first column. What do I have? I have column one, right? And on my data type, can somebody tell me the data type I have under my column one? All right. Is it better now? So I've turned off my video so that you can. So I hope it's better now. All right. So I'm trying to see if I can increase, and I think I've zoomed out enough. Yes, I have. Date, year, integer, whole numbers. Okay, so now on my column one, what I have is 1, 2, 3, which is what? Numbers. Numbers. Whole number. Thank you. Whole numbers. So which is whole number? So now looking at this, I let me check out this column quality so that we can see the entire data. All right. So this is without column quality now. Look at this. My first row is showing null under column one. My first row is showing null, right? And every other thing after it is showing here, if I am correct, like 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2021, 2011, 12, and 13, thereabout. Now, the second column, the first thing I have there is showing what? Seattle. Seattle is having a data type that has what? Can somebody get me the data type that I have there? Can somebody help me check? Let me know how many people is following me in this class. Character, okay, bytes, text and number. Thank you, Ajayi. So text and number. So that means the data type in that particular column is either text and number, which I don't think is very correct. Now, listen, pay careful attention so that you don't get distracted with all of these questions that are not relevant to what we are doing now. If you are just joining the class, just pay attention. Don't distract people who are already in class with questions that will take us back. Please, you will have the video, access to the video so that you can work with, right? So please don't take us back. All right. So now look at it. This column that has Seattle has a data type with both text and number. And the first row on it has bikes. Please follow me. All right. But immediately after bikes, we now begin to see what? Numbers, 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 numbers. So that is why he has what? Both text and numbers. But actually, it's not supposed to be. So I need you guys to pay careful attention because this data is actually dirty, and then we are going to take step-by-step approach on how to clean it, and then you will see what we do so that when you have questions like that or data like that, you know what to do and how to go about the cleaning processes. Are we together tonight? Let me see at the comment section. How many of us are following me? How many of us are not distracted? How many of us are still following and are not distracted? Together, thank you. Ajeoluwa Oni, thank you, thank you. Yes, together, following. Oh, thank you. No distracted, chill. I like that. All right, let's continue here. So look at column three. Column three also has something the same, almost the same. So if you notice something that I'm seeing here, just like you have on your own data, did you see bikes as the first row? Bikes, accessories, miscellaneous, then bikes, accessories, miscellaneous, bikes, accessories, miscellaneous. So that means something is wrong with our data. And what we can do with that, is it possible that we clean that data such that we can have it in a way where all these bikes, accessories, and miscellaneous will be in the same pattern? That is what we want to do. So please, like I said, pay careful attention so that if you miss out any step, you might have to go and watch the video again, right? So please pay attention. Now, looking at this, let's start from this first one. We see column one here. This one is having Seattle. This one is column three, and this one is having column four, column six. No, column five has Portland. Then column six. Then column seven. Column eight has what? Vancouver. Then 9 and 10. So let's see what can we do for us to get this data cleaned. Now, don't forget, I told you the last class, anytime you need to work, you see your applied steps. It is very, very important. It is very, very, very important you work with your applied steps. All right. So now on the apply step, we have Seattle as an heading here, and then we have some as column 4, column whatever. What you want to do first and foremost is for you to first remove the header. So how do you remove the header? You know there's a promoted header here. So that means an header has been promoted here. This Seattle here is a promoted header. It's supposed to be part of the data here. So let's delete these steps, this promoted header step. I click on it, delete. Can you see now? So now my CR2 is now also on row 1 as against the row heading that it was before. Guys, please, I need you to pay attention. So the CR2 now, and if you notice, Seattle, Vancouver, Portland, they are somehow, what can you call those 3 names? When you hear them, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you hear Seattle, Portland, Vancouver? Again, I say, if you think my screen is blur, change your resolution. Change your resolution. That will help you a lot. All right. They are states. I see the other ones, but I pick. Thank you. Kickoff time. They are states. They are states now in either in the US or in Canada or whatever, but they are states in a country, right? They are states in a country. So now, Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver, either in US or in Canada, but they are states in the country, right? So now, what we need to do is we need to also put them together to see that okay, all these are states, all these are bikes and accessories, and then all these are this. So please, guys, pay careful attention. Now, we have been able to do that. We have first removed the apply step. So what are we going to do next? What we're going to do next is there's something we call unpivot and pivot. There's something we call what? Unpivot and pivot. Now, I will explain to you. Just pay attention. Yours is saying error after deleting. Delete the, what's it called too? The change data type. Is it data type now or what's it called now? Yes, the data type. Delete the data type that is there. Are we together? I am taking my time to wait for a few persons. Error after deleting. I've told you once you see that error, delete the step that also shows your data type. What you need to have is just your source and navigation. Your source and navigation. All right, thank you, Bamdele. Now, guys, pay careful attention here. If you look at the data again, can you see this first column? This first column has 2000 and null, null, then 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9. So what comes to your mind when you see that? What comes to your mind when you see that? What comes to your mind when you see 2005, 6, 7? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Winifred. year. So, and then if you notice, every other thing after that is showing either Seattle bikes and then number, accessories, and then maybe sales or numbers, miscellaneous. So the only the first column has that difference. So what we'll do is this: click on this first column, right? If you highlight, click on this first column. We want to unpivot the other columns. Now, listen, I told us about deleting of columns and other columns last week. Did you remember? Deleting of columns and other columns. So when you highlight a particular column, if you need to carry out any action against the other ones, you will just make use of others. All right. So now I have clicked on column 1 now. What I want to do is I want to unpivot other columns. So I come to what's it called now? My transform state, right? My transform state. Under my transform state, did you see this pivot column? All right. Did you see on pivot there? So just click on pivot. On pivot what? Other columns. Don't forget other columns. Now let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. Now listen. I saw something now. Before we unpivot, remove that step again. Remove that step. Let's first do a transpose. Do a transpose. Yes. Let's first do a transpose. Can you transpose? Before you unpivot, just transpose first. Are you following, guys? Okay, I should repeat the step again. Listen, let me repeat the step again. Now, this is the way my data is. I notice that this first column is showing more of what looks like year, right? And every other one is showing maybe sales and other accessories. So I will come to my transform state under these menus here. Menus, home, transform, add column, view, tools, and help. Home, transform, add column, view. Then click on transform. Under transform, under your table, remove the unpivot step. Remove that unpivot step, please. Remove that. Under your table here, click on, I hope you have clicked on the column, the first column, which is column 1. All right. Now click what? Transpose. Have you transposed? What is the role of the transpose? Good. Now listen. What you are saying is initially the data was in horizontal shape. Now we want to make it look like what? Vertical. Everything that is in the what? In the horizontal should change back to vertical. That is just transpose. Blessing, I hope you understand what I said. All right. Remove a pivot step from the apply step. Yes, remove it. What does transpose mean? I've just explained that. First row as header. Just hold on. We are still going to do it. Before you get to that, yes, transpose is just turning your rows to column. That's all. You are still going to do that. What's it called now? To make your first row as header, right? You're still going to get there. Okay. It makes you remember piano transpose. Well done. All right. So now that we have transposed, look at it. Did you notice that this Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver are now coming to the same column? Now we now have a bike accessories miscellaneous, bike accessories miscellaneous, bike accessories miscellaneous. The here we now also have what? 2005, 3333, whatever. Now listen to me. Here we see that something is already taking shape. Akara mechanic workshop. Thank you, Apegwe Sajin. Chris, where exactly are you lost? I hope it is where I can find you. Emmanuel, where are you lost? I need you guys to pay attention. See, typing white class or not paying attention might not really do a good job because you really need to be watching the step by step. If you don't get the approach, you will probably miss out on what to do. You can't find pivot in your screen, any alternative. That's not true. So you will find pivot, and then we have not even gotten to use the pivot now. What you need to do is transpose, and both transpose and pivot are under transform. So in case you have not gotten to the transform, maybe you are under home. If you are under home, you will not see transpose and you will not see pivot. So you might need to check to be sure you are. No, it's not a statement of version. That's not true, Moses. You are transposing, not on pivoting yet. We'll see on pivot, but permit me, forgive me, we need to first transpose before we pivot. All right, now look at this first column. Now, this first column now has Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, and then everything is now looking like okay. Now, what can we do? Here we now have, if you look at this third column 3 now has 2005, 2006, 2007, and all of that, right? So what can we do next? I need one or two persons who can actually think alongside with me and tell me, what do you think we can do? Yes. I want to, so I'm not, I will leave whatever question we have to probably after the break or when we are back. Feel down, fantastic. Wow, who is this? Joy Fred. Feel down, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. Let me do what this person says. That's Joy Fred. Now, I'm going to do what Joy Fred said. So on my column 1, still on my transform, under any column, did you see fill? There is a drop down beside fill. You see fill up or fill down. Do you remember flash fill in Excel? Did you remember flash fill in Excel? Your Seattle disappeared after transposing. Just, are you sure your what's it called now? You clicked on the column 1 before you transpose. Did you click on the column 1 before you transpose? Yes, flash fill in Excel. All right. Yes, exactly. Control E. Thank you. And some of us are still. So once you come to this fill down, if you click fill down immediately, so what it will assume is that all the null positions after Seattle before Portland, fill it with what? The Seattle. After Portland also, every missed item there, fill it with what? Portland, and after Vancouver, fill it also with what? Now, what else can we do here? Can somebody also tell me? Your column 3 is 2006 now. So what you did is your column, you put your column on either column 2 or 3 when you wanted to transpose. You have left out column 1. So check your step, and what you will do is come down to this applied step, remove the transpose table, so it will bring back your last edit. Do you understand? It will bring back your last edit, and then check it again and do it again. You will discover that you will be correct. For those of you that have a Seattle Portland disappear, if you don't delete selected header, I am not asking you to delete. I'm sure you are looking at what I'm doing. I have not deleted anything. The pivot column is also renamed in your transform column. Okay. People are already suggesting on what we can do. How do I unpivot? All right. So now let's continue. Let's continue. Look at this now. Now that we have something like this, what can we do next? Listen, what we can do next is this. For some of us that were clamoring that when are we going to have our promoted header? Now, let's promote the first row as header. Just follow me carefully. Just follow me carefully, all right? Just follow me carefully. So you know what to do, right? You know what to do to promote header. Can we promote header now, guys? See, it's here. You don't need to go far. Under your table, use what? First row as header. Can you see under the change type? Now, look at what I have here now. Now, what I have is I didn't ask you to unpivot any column. Oh. Joy Fred, don't stop confusing people by saying select column 1 and 2 and unpivot. That was not what I said. Please, that was not what I said. I said you should leave the unpivot for now and transpose. We will still get to the unpivoting. All right. Does that make sense now? Look at this. Here I have my data type as ABC now, and then column 1. Don't forget, we said the other time that this Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver, they represent what? Name of what? State, either state or location, right? So you can right click on this column 1, right click, and then rename. Did you see rename? Right click and rename, and let's put location. Did you see that? You know, initially when we checked our column quality was actually messed up, right? It wasn't nowhere to be found, like it was messed up. So let's still watch it one after the other. This is location, right? Now, bikes, accessories, miscellaneous, bikes, accessories, miscellaneous, bikes, accessories can be categorized as what? Can somebody give me a name where we can give it? Can somebody give me a name? All right. So you can double click or you right click items or product. Thank you. I like that. Items or product. All right. So rename. Yes, items or product. Well, it can even be a product category. Well. Okay. So let's leave it at product. Then here is 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But if you notice, 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, they are categorized under what? They are categorized under what? Year. Are we together? That is all of what? Years. You see, it's the way people ask some questions. You do not have rename. How come you don't have rename? Where did I choose promoted header? Promoted header is under this table here. Use first row as header. All right. So they are categorized as here. So what we need to do now is we now need to make them look like here. True. So follow me carefully. This is where we will now use the unpivot that everybody has been shouting about. This is where we now need to do what? Unpivot. So I will click one. Don't worry, I'll do it again. Just watch. Just watch. Now listen. Just watch. I'll take it again. Just watch. I'll take it again. If you notice now, look at it. Under my after product, I have attributes, which has 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. After 13, it started again from 2005. It looks like magic. Our column quality is now 100% now. Confirm. Thank you, Fapet. Did you understand? Now, what I did was, we now want to bring, when you are on pivoting, listen carefully. How do you know when to use transpose when cleaning data? Good. Now, anytime you have a data that looks like, what you need to be on the row is on the column, and then you have to observe the data carefully and you see the trend of that data. So whenever you get the data to work with, the first thing you need to do, oh, all right, it's time for break. Sorry about that. I think we should come back from break and then we'll continue from on pivoting. So let's go for our break, and then when we come back by 10 minutes after 8, we'll continue. Thank you. Enjoy your break.
12 weeks.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yes, let's get back from break so that we can continue. Let me see the few questions that I have before we continue. All right, how do I select more than one column? Hold down your shift key, tap on control key, then click. All right, thank you. Somebody has answered you already. So let me remove the step. Let me remove the step again so that I can do it again for those that probably did not see it. So look at it. It was just more like horizontal. But I noticed that my 2005, 6, and 7 is years, right? So I will just click on the location and product. Location, just use your control key. First click on the location, then control key, then press the product. All right. Can you imagine? Can you use phone for Power BI? So I will try and as much as possible. So in case you see that I'm not reading question again at the comment section, it's because of the kind of question I'm seeing there. All right. So that we don't just waste our time. And I know some people are really, really paying careful attention. All right. So now once you click location and product, you now come to your what? Under any column, then on pivots. If you click on pivot columns, what you will do is you will unpivot the columns that you have selected, but on pivot other columns. On pivot other columns. So what that will do is all the columns that are not selected. Can't hear anything. Can somebody hear me? And we have access to all the classes in a downloadable format. All right. Can you can you see what I have now? Good. Good. All right, you guys can hear me. Thank you. Now, but it gave me an heading here, attribute and then value. So this attribute, we can rename it as what? What can we change it to? Can somebody tell me? What can we change this attribute to? Thank you. Yeah. I was only waiting to be sure people are carrying and coming along. So rename. Where is my rename here now? As year. Now, look at it. Year that I have here is with what data type? The data type I have here is what? Is text. Is it supposed to be text? The answer is no. If I leave it at this data type, when I begin my analysis, I will have issues. I will have issues. And you might not know that that is where you are. So sometimes when you are having issues and then you are probably trying to do something, maybe a calculated column, and then you are not getting the answer, you might need to come and check your what? Your data type. Here in this case, you might just pick whole number. If you pick date, or what's it called now? Or what's it called? Date or date and time. You might still have issues because what we have here is just a whole number year alone. So you can just pick whole number here and let's leave it at that. Can you see the positioning? It takes it back to this right side because if you remember in Excel, and I think ID also showed us and told us that when you are working with text character, it aligns by default to where? To the left hand side. And then when you begin to work on numeric data, it aligns by default to the right hand side. Does that make sense? All right. So now look at our data. Does everything make sense now? Does everything make sense now? Now it's looking like everything is making sense. All right. Let me take a little more time for people to at least be able to catch up with what we just did. How do I get the data we are working on back on my canvas? That's disappeared. Please take the last step again. Okay. The last step here, what I did was after I have looked at my data very well, I saw that this is supposed to be here instead of attribute. I renamed it and I changed my data type. And I told you if you need to change your data type, just click on it. On that, click on it, and then you see what looks like what you want to have as your data type. And then by the time you click it, you will be able to you'll be good to go. And then now we have this and this and this and this and this and this. Now look at it. Let's go back and do what? Check our column quality. Come to your view and then click on column quality. What you will see is all your data are valid and then with 0% error and 0% empty. Does that make sense? You are still having null on the top of your table for location and product. There is a step you most likely have missed. Thank you. Thank you, Jacob's farm. I love your dexterity in teaching. Looks like you are born for this. Thank you so much. All right, 100% makes sense. Thank you. So now that we have checked our column quality, let me quickly explain three concepts to you when it talks to data preview. And this is what most likely you will see if you are trying to write maybe your professional exam. All right. If you are trying to write your professional exam, that is Microsoft Certified Data Analyst. So this is one of the things you will be questioned about. Now, you see this column quality, and as a matter of fact, you is some one of the questions probably you should watch out for in your exams as well. You know, you're still going to write exam. All right. In case you are asked that which of the following data preview allows you to check the valid data and the percentage error? Which of the following data previews allow you to check the valid data and the percentage of error in your data? I believe everybody knows what the answer will be now, right? What answer are we supposed to provide? Column quality. Now, let's look at the next one, which is column distribution. What does column distribution does for you? Listen carefully. Now, column distribution will tell you the distinct entity in a particular data, that is your column. For instance, now in this our column location, what we see here is what? Three distinct data. And if you notice, the three distinct data is Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver. That is why it is what? Three distinct. So this one shows us what? It shows us the what? The distribution of data based on the data provided. All right. So here you see that the distinct element that we have in this data is just what? Is just three. Now let's look at this next one. Here we also have three. Reason is because we have only miscellaneous, bike, and accessories. So this is what? Color distribution. And if you look at it here, here we have nine distinct from 2005, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's nine distinct. All right. So now all and like that. The last one here is what? Column profile. Colon profile. So if I ask you that which of these is not a data preview property, which of these is not a data preview property? Number one, column quality. Number two, column distribution. Number three, column profile. And number four, query dependencies. I believe you will be able to answer that question correctly. Does that make sense? All right. Column distribution tells the distinct data provided in a column. Ah, you are quoting me. Is the obvious now. It's not about my quote. That is what you will see. Column, thank you. Query dependency. You guys are following. Thank you, Omodolapo. All right, now look at column profile. What do we want to see when we click on column profile? Column profile shows you the statistics of that particular column, the entire statistics. For instance, if there is a mathematical operation on that, okay, for instance, let me pick the value column. The value column will be easy for us. Now, if you pick the value column, on the value column, it will count, it will tell you the count of how many data is in that column. It will also tell you how many error, how many empty, how many distinct value. You know what we saw with column distribution will show you distinct value, right? Column distribution will show you distinct value, right? Yes, but here it will show you beyond the distinct value. Unique value is 0, not available number, that's the 9. Then zeros, minimum value. Can you see the statistics now? So most times, if they ask you which of the data preview has the ability to show you the statistics, the general statistics of your data, what will be your answer? And they specify either of these three plus maybe one, and then you'll be able to tell that this is what exactly. Now you see the mean, max, average, standard deviation, even, odd. So what it does is that it will look through the entire data and then it will use it to analyze that column and give you the statistics. Are we together? Does that make sense at all? All right. Okay, so what I will do next is I wish I was able to share that data. I want to work with the data now, but I'm constraining myself because I didn't know I was going to probably get to this point. So if I start working with that data now, quite a number of us might not have access to that data. So once you are done with all of this, guys, what you just need to do is come back to your what? Home, and then come to close and apply. Since now that we are sure that our data is properly and well kept, right? You can now come to close and apply. Then you allow it to load. And you see loading. All right, 81 rows of data loaded. Can you see that at your side too? If you have 81, let me see at the comment section. How many data did you have loaded in your data set now, in your environment now? How many data did you have? Yes, let me see at the comment section. 81, good. Fantastic. This really takes a lot of process. What do you mean process? If you know what you want to do actually, it's just a few clicks and then you are done. No, I wouldn't. I would not be tempted to go into modeling tonight, so that some people don't run out of this class. So what I will do is this: I will share um, some data with us between today before Wednesday, so that we can have access. Wow, DSA, I gave you guys upper hands. I'm undergoing data analysis training and we are past this Power BI, but bet you a lot of things were not taught. Wow. Wow. Okay. So you were doing data analysis and then you have done Power BI, but some of these things were not touched, right? Well, that is one of the things we are sure, because some of these things are actually what you'll be tested with during your exam. If you make up your mind today that you want to write a professional exam, can we have a recap from the transpose stage, sir? Just a run through. Uh, no, yes, no, yes. From the transpose. All right. What I'll do is this. What I'll do is this. I will remove all the steps one after the other. I will remove. Thank you, David. DSA training is top notch and detailed. All right. Thank you. I will remove the step one after the other, but I will not explain. I will not explain. I will only just remove the step and I will do it one after the other again so that I can go to the next thing I want to do. So what we just will do tonight is I will explain the concept of merging append of columns. All right. So I will remove the step one after the other. Just so you know that whatever we do here is something we. Oh, I was speaking the wrong. What's it called now? Data. Can you remember this data? How? So please, I can't find column quality in my steps, please. So somebody said you should go and reward. Some of them don't have data and light. So maybe I should follow that person. So let me quickly do it. Don't worry. In quick steps, I will just do what you need to see, and then you will come back. We'll come back to. All right. So this is what we had when we first started, and I said when we first started. Now, what you are supposed to do is you have observed the data and then you looked at the way it looks like, and then what are you supposed to do? First thing we did was we first transpose the data. All right, we first transpose under transform and then we click transpose. So once we transpose, we see that okay, this here to Portland and Vancouver are now coming to one side. However, we still have this null, 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 null. So how do we do this null, null, null? We use our fill down function. Now, if you are working with Excel, whatever you are doing here, just know that you will be calling the function to get it done. But here, what you are doing is you are just clicking and then you are getting it done. Here, I just click my what fill down and then it has filled it for me. So the next thing I want to do is I want to promote my header because I noticed that this first header is showing null, null, and then this year. So I will do what? Use my first row as header. Then I promote my header. Can you see now? Then I can now rename this by saying let this be what? Location. All right. So this can now be what? Product, just like somebody mentioned. Product. Are you following me now? For those that just do the same, no explanation. All right. So product. Then here we have 2005. just before, so that before we change this 2005, 2006, what I did is we now on pivot. So I'll click control, then product, then on pivot other columns. On pivot other columns, right? So when we on pivot other columns, so we can now rename this as what? Year. All right, and then change the data type as whole number. All right, and then we leave this as value. Here we can now check all our column quality to be sure that everything is properly cleaned and is now aligned well. Does that make sense? Now, if you have gotten it, I need you to just give a thumbs up, a wonderful emoji at the comment section. Yes, yes. Then when you are done, just do close and apply. And then it will take you back home to the report page. Okay, how did I view the data we worked with last week? So what I simply do is this. I have a class note that I'm using for this class. So every data I am uploading, if you look at the extreme right here, there is a container that looks like a cylinder here that shows data. If you click on it, it will show you all the data you are getting. So here I have two data. I have exercise and I have sheet one. So if I want to work with any of the data, I will click on it and then I will start working so that I will not make mistake and work on any other data. So that's how to get. I think it's okay to. Oh, wow, fantastic. Thank you. All right, so that is it. Now, the next thing I want to show us quickly is this. Okay. Just a moment. All right. Now, let me quickly show us something. When you probably are getting your data from the sources yourself, you want to create your data source yourself. How can you do that? Is it possible for you to create your data yourself? Yes, you can. Listen, please pay attention. Under your get data, if you go through, I told you there are different sources. Did you see enter data? Now, when you click on enter data, I will do something for us quickly now. I hope we are able to get to the point where we can use it for, no, maybe not today. But then let's look at enter data here. Enter data is used when you want to collect your data yourself. Now, let's do something quickly in this class. Under this column one, what you are saying is, what do you want the column heading to be for you to enter your data? Now, you can double click to rename. You can right click to rename, just like we did the other time. Let's put name. All right. And then when you press tab or this plus sign, did you see this plus sign? Did you see this plus sign? So this plus sign, please pay attention. I'm already teaching a new concept now. How to manually enter data. All right. How to manually enter data. All right. That is what I'm teaching right now. So name, and then what is the next thing we want to pick here? Email address. All right. Right, you can either press tab or you click the plus sign in front. Let's say gender. What other thing can we have? Okay, let's say marital status. And then let's say date of birth. And lastly, let's have let's say sales. Let's say sales. Let's say sales. My screen is blank, but I'm typing something. All right, so let's say sales. Now, here, I need you guys to fill this up. Of course, you don't expect me to fill it for you. So you can delete this out. Just right click and delete. So that means we are done. So I need you guys to fill this out, at least maybe like the first 5 to 10 element. Let's fill it up. Let's say name. Let me start with my name. Temidayo. His email address td@dsa.org. Gender male. Marital status married. Date of birth. Let me just put a year 1965. If you like, believe me or not. Sales 5678. All right, and then I'll come again and then I'll pick the next data. Then let me look for people's name on this call, and then I'll pick their name. Adesoji. Adesoji. I'm only making reference to your name. That does not mean I'm talking about you exactly. In case I pick your name and then you are not this thing. All right. So Adesoji is Adesoji at dsa.org. All right. Then Adesoji is male. All right. Then marital status Adesoji is single. All right. So I want to change something about this date of birth. I want to use date, month, and year so that there's something I will teach us later so that we can get to use it. Let's do 12 to 1960. All right, and then this is correct. So let's leave this at 10 5 1980. All right, then let's put this as 7869. All right, let's go to the next. Somebody is giving me a name. All right, Kingsman. Kingsman. All right, Kingsman at dsa.org. I hope you guys are making reference to this. Are you doing it yourself? Because a point is coming where we'll make reference to this data I'm working on currently. A time is coming. All right. Kingsman is male. I'm going to pick a lady next. Kingsman is married. Kingsman is born on the 31st of August 1988. Then 145. Yes. So let's go to the next. I see Sarah. Sarah. And I have Sarah at dsa.org. In fact, let me see if I can add. All right. So I added a column. I want to put just keep putting your own record. You don't need to watch what I'm doing, right? Just keep doing your own. Adesoji Alani. Because I'm going to make reference to this particular data in the next class. That's why I'm doing it now. Kingsman Chappie. Then Sarah Olusoji. All right, so let me put this as first name. First name. Then I'll put this as last name. All right. Then every other thing continues. This is a female. Right. She's engaged. All right. Then let me put 12 2000. Then, all right. So after Sarah, Patience. Patience Bassi. So I put Patience at dsa.org. Then Patience is female. Patience is married. And then I have 27th of January 1990. All right. And then I have 2356. All right. So let me look for someone. I want to look for marital status, divorced, and that. Let me look for a name. I don't want to look at the system so that you know say this is divorced. Boripe, Boripe Alalade. All right. So I'm sure that does not resonate with anybody on this call. So I have a Boripe at dsa.org. Then Boripe is female and Boripe is divorced, right? And Boripe was born on the 21st of December 1980. And Boripe has sales of 5378. Wow. Yes, Boripe Alalade. I've done 6. Now, look at it. I've imputed 6 data here. Everybody listen up. You guys are just giving me names. You know, for you to impute data is sometimes very, very stressful. That's why you probably get a data source from somewhere else and then please pay attention. Whatever we are doing now will be a continuation from where we continue from the next class. And the next class, we are going to be talking about merging, appending. So that we are going to be talking about addition of columns and rows. So that is merging and appending. And then later this week, we'll look at some more so that we'll look at some more concepts so that by next week we look at some live data. We use it to illustrate a whole concept, and then we'll now begin to we enter visualization. Hopefully on our last class this week, that is on Thursday, right? We'll do we'll do a bit of a DAX function, a bit. So by next week we'll do DAX functions, and then we'll now do visualization. Please, how did you add extra column? Okay, good. Measures are under DAX function, so you get there. We'll get there. So how did I add extra column? Just right click on any of the column you want, and then you see insert. So when you see insert, you just insert it. All right. Click on the distinct to if you need to add in between. So if you want to add after, you can use the plus sign. But if you want to add in between, then you can just do in between and then right click, and then you add it to it. All right. So now looking at this data that we have here, this is how to typically create your data. Look at this name here. Name of my table. What will I give it? Let me give it a name. So I'll give it DSA class table. All right, DSA class table. So if I need to edit it, I don't need to edit it again because it was what I manually imputed. So let me just load it. And then once I load it, you will see what will happen. Just keep looking at this side. Keep looking at this side. Can you see now? Can you see now that I have another table added to this place already. That is how, so you can have as many table as possible. You can have as many table as possible. If you now also want to transform this table, you can just click on it, come to where home, transform data, and then you begin to what? Transform it. You will add your own name to your own. Interesting. Please do. And you can add as many names of people you can see on this call to it as well. Did you see it now? So I'm already here. Now this one is giving me, I think I should clean this data back before the class. Before, I think I still have some time, so I can quickly clean it. Yeah, I can do remove rows. I can do remove rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can do remove rows. Don't mind me. For those that were in class last week, you know what I'm doing, you know what it means. So I'm not doing it because I want to have my data cleaned back in case I want to make reference to it again. So I don't need this column, so I can just write remove. All right. So I can now promote my header. All right. And then I can now remove all the nulls. So remove empty. No, not rows. Remove rows. Remove blank rows. So yes, here is my data now. It's clean and I have 100%. So if I want to see the DSA class table now, I'll just click on DSA class. Can you see my DSA class table? Why does it load slowly? You might need to check your system configuration. My system is not really slow as it were, but if you notice that your system is taking a long time to load, it's probably because of your system configuration. So now, did you see this new data now? Guys, pay attention. Did you see this new data? So let's look at a few more things that we can do here before we go tonight. Now look at this data. This is my data. And if I have this data, what are the things that I can do with it? The other time, I asked us to right click on any of it, right click on any of the column. You see copy, remove other column, duplicate columns, add column from example, remove duplicate. So all these are things you can do with all the steps or all the data that you have. For instance, now, if I want to create a new column and I want to join maybe the two names together, right? For instance, I want to probably have something like, I want to have the two names, I want to add them together, maybe the first and the last name. I want to add them together. I can do that. Here, I can do that. And if I want to split column, let's say for instance, this date column that I have here, there are so many things I can do with it. There are so many things I can do with it. If I look at it and I say, okay, this date, what can I do with it? For instance, let me split the column, or let me look at, let me see one of the things we can do with this date column now. Okay. Like for instance now, if you notice probably a duplicate. So I'm trying to look for a live illustration. No, not concatenate. Concatenate is also a function we can use here. All these ones are what we are going to discuss when we get to our DAX function. All right, our DAX function. Okay, I think I've gotten it. Transpose data and select DSA class table. Of course. Oh, you asked the question earlier. Please, how did you transform the new DSA data after loading? You need to just transform, click the data, transform, and then you click, you see the three tables. If you have more than three tables, you see it there. All your data will appear. So now, what I'm saying is, here on each of the column, you can perform as many operations you want to do. Does that make sense? So we'll see a few of them. And then when we come, maybe in case you can replace value, look at replace values. For instance, now, if you want to replace value, let's say all the places where I have engaged here, if I have engaged here, and I want to replace engaged with, let's say, married. If I come here, I say replace values. I just want to show you. Replace value to find is what? Engaged, right? Then replace it with what? Married, right? If I click OK, look at what happened. If I come back here, you notice that there is no longer engaged on this table. Did you notice that? So that is how to check for our data. And then we are going to do more of this when we come on what's it called now, Wednesday. We'll do more of this. Then we'll also discuss merge and append and all other what's it called now, about our data. All right. So before I go tonight, I want to ask, what are the questions you have concerning today's class? Do you think this is very interesting or they are very, very difficult? Any questions so far? I am waiting at the comment section. So if there is no question, how was the class session tonight? Let me know. Let me know. Do we have anyone having any issues? It's a very interesting class. Thank you, Abiodun Esther. Close and apply. Yes, of course. So once I'm done now, all I just need to do is close and apply. Thank you for telling me to close and apply. So once you close and apply, you can just save your work. So save your work. When we come on Wednesday, we'll continue from where we stop. All right. Well explained. It was very interesting. Yes, please, I need you to still tell your guys, those that are not attending the classes, let them attend classes, because let me give you a gist as for stand announcement for you guys to know. For the Tech Mastery series we have on Saturday, right? For those of us that attended, we know we have had about three of them already, three Tech Mastery series. We are going to be having a session, a test, a quiz on them this weekend. That's number one. We are going to be having another, we are going to be having an exam, of course, you know now. You are going to be, thank you, Winifred. You're going to be writing an exam. And after that, well, let me not talk about the hackathon now, because let's talk about the project. You're also going to be working with a project. So let's prepare ourselves and then let's get ready to learn deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. All right. So I'm still waiting if there's any question. Yes, any question? Thank you, Nidu. All right. Please, what data type did you set for date of birth? Date of birth, if what you type is correct, you will see it as the normal date. You will see it as the normal date. You will see it as, and if not, you can just pick your date of birth and then you'll be able to put it. Your LMS is still hanging. Please, what data did you set? What data type is this? Date of birth. Is date of birth is still calendar date now. The header in the last column in the table created sales. Of course, we just name it as anything anyway, so we just put it as sales. How do we know when to transpose data? Now, how to transpose your data? When you know when you need to transpose your data, you have to observe your data very well. If you notice that some of the things you have at your column is supposed to be on the row, and then you see that the data are interwoven, like mixed together, you definitely know that you need to transpose your data. It's interesting, but please always zoom your screen a little bit because some of us using phones to watch and laptop to practice. Okay, thank you, Lucky, for that. I will do best at the next class. Please, will there be a physical class of any type? A physical class of any type. Okay. Can we import CSV SQL file into Power BI? If that is where you have your data source as, you can definitely get to that. All right, because of my time tonight, let's say a very good evening and good night to every one of us. Let's have a wonderful evening. Some of us is me, I know, right? Thank you, everyone.